What up, Wukong Nation? I'm back with another video. The last video, hey, let's be real, over 200 views, a few likes, a few comments. I appreciate you all coming out, saying your piece, having a little bit of discussion with me. Um, Haters or not, you fuel the algorithms. I've been getting a lot of videos or from viewers. They've been messaging me. They're saying, "Yo, Sage, watch this. Yo, Sage, watch that." So I have a very interesting video I want to show y'all. Now this is from a girl known as Shoe on Head, very popular among men on the online space. Very pretty. Apparently, she's about my age. Really cool. With that out of the way, we are going to start this. Is this the average male fantasy? I'm gonna let you know what I think about this because every man has a fantasy. Let us get started. All right, damn, dude, she's looking fine. Anyways,
Men, what do they want? Money,
yep,
status, fast, expensive cars? What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame, fortune,
not really.
three hot chicks at once?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple. This is literally just a fetish.
Bro.
I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
Okay, strong start. I want to say real quick, man. This is why I don't go on Twitter. I'm sure that's Twitter. Twitter.com, X formerly known as Twitter, whatever the hell you want to talk about. I think that this has got to be from Twitter. It just, the most unhinged comments come from that place. I refuse. I might have to make a Twitter for my YouTube channel. We'll see about that. But the average male fantasy is having a girlfriend? That's crazy, dog. I mean, it's hard out there. Sometimes it feels like dating and finding someone getting married is like finding that last chopper out of Vietnam, you know? Let's see what else she has to say about it. I'll try not to pause too much, but you know how I am.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why.
Yeah, let me know.
We're also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual.
Yeah, it is Twitter. I knew it. I knew it.
Of why such a wholesome post
Hold up.
into, once again,
Let me go back real quick. All men just have perverted fantasies, the average male fantasy. Okay, so this person's just like, yeah, that is the average male fantasy. I've not watched this, for the record. I don't know what this is. Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish. It seems like a good movie. It seems like one of those movies like A Silent Voice, stuff like that that makes you real sad. Really, really sad.
the wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus
Yada
men,
yada.
the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean-shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving.
Do I skip the video? Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip the video. Sorry, Shu. I normally don't, but EMT's gotta. Wait, where's it at? EMTs, we don't really have much time, okay? Where's it at? Where's it at? Okay. I'm definitely cutting this out.
Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime.
Hey, listen, EMTs, bro, I work 12-hour shifts, okay? Sometimes more. I'm not trying to fucking whatever. Whatever. Less about me.
I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Yes. Yes, it was. Because they can't keep your attention otherwise. Have you thought about that?
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix. Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime. But because of this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer
Dilly-dally,
and read some of these
shilly-shally.
angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
Bro!
Oh,
No!
no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty pervert.
Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Bro! Okay, so let me tell you why that's wrong. In my opinion, when it comes to finding a significant other, you want to not be in tandem with them 24/7. They don't need to be attached to your hip like a child. You just need to find the same, or a person that is willing to go in the same direction as you. You grow together. Not apart, but you grow as equals. It's a teamwork thing. Bro, perverted? Bullshit.
Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house, she was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way, like they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it.
Oh, so she's disabled, okay. Yeah, so off the top, I'm just gonna guess they're like, oh man, he's a predator because she's disabled. She's small, so I bet they call her like a child in like pedophile or what PDF. I probably need to blurt that out, YouTube. I can't think of any other reason other than like, oh man, toxic male wanting to control. Like that's not just the case. That's not the case. Like that's never the case.
Unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams. And in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good?
No.
Have I been sleeping on anime this entire time?
Dude, there's like two good anime out there. One is called Psychopaths, and the other one's called To Be Hero X. Oh, and there's Frieren. There's no other good anime out there. And anybody that knows me, if you've heard me say anything about any other anime, it's a damn lie. I hate anime.
Is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a
Bro.
sandwich. Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetish.
Wait a second. Average male... I have to read this. Average male fantasy. Girlfriend with no agency who completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males... Funny calling men males. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Is it a fetish to love someone? Maybe it is. I mean, love is kind of out the window in 2025 after all. I mean, that's how it feels sometimes, especially like dating apps and this, that, whatever. Not many people are looking for love anymore.
Fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want.
Actually crazy.
Not to be that guy, I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist?
Yeah.
The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird.
Very weird.
Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you.
Am I going to be the one to say it? How did you post this? How did you post this? I mean, okay, so I get it. There's voice like to text that you can just use, right? So you can have a text, what is the word? You can have like a textual presence where you type on social media, on Twitter. But how the hell do you have it personalized? Like, you is all in all caps, stuff like that. The emoji. Do you just like voice heart emoji into the thing? How the hell did she get this message out if she's blind? I don't know. I don't know. Dude, if y'all know, let me know. Let me know down in the comments, please. Because I have no fucking clue.
Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not
They do most of it after all, apparently. I mean, yeah, but maybe. Whatever. Another topic. For sure.
Majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy.
Real.
Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men...
My argument, honestly, if you are a man, if you are a born male, and you put down any kind of group like this, you're completely, entirely judgmental. If you are malicious towards any group, marginalized or otherwise, you hate someone for multitude of factors outside of their control, you know, whether that be skin color, gender, you know, ethnicity as a whole, what languages they speak, you know, they grew up speaking, where they were raised, their class. Bro, if you are on that hater energy and you're the type of person to be like, "Oh, well, I hate them because of again, something that they cannot control," you're not a man. Sorry, you're not a man. We need strong men, and you're not a man. You're not even close. I feel so strongly about that shit because I tell you, most of the men that go around and fuck with people like that or bully people or talk all that shit, they aren't strong. They're weak. They are weak men, and I pity them. I really do. Anyways,
that just wake up, take a
right?
shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to
Yep.
work, come home, and wait for
Yep.
GTA 6 to come out. That's
Me,
the
but Final
majority
Fantasy 17. What can I say? Me, but Resident Evil 9. How about that?
of men. Men commit 95%
Okay.
of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, "Attention, everyone! Rape!" Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy
True.
relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy.
Dude, I was literally told one time that I want to control women just because I like the idea of having children in the future with a woman that loves me. Yeah, I'm the villain. Crazy. You gotta realize, though, that people that say this, typically the ones that are mouthpieces like this on the internet, are women, but those women are like maybe 4 to 7% total of the women that you'd see. If you go out and talk to women in real life, I guarantee you that they are normal, man. They are normal.
Mayo. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, "Rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching
Stop
porn."
it.
Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire.
What's up with those, by the way? Any women? Statistics tell me that there's 2 women. I did the math. There's 2 women that watch my content. Tell me, what is up with this? Why is this so common? Please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to get with you. I want to pick your brain. Taken by the billionaire werewolf. I'm none of those things. Not a billionaire. Not a werewolf. Hey. Mina Carter. I wonder if that's her real name or if that's a pen name.
Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved
Yeah,
internet
true.
user blush.
She knows. She
Or so I've been
knows.
told.
No,
This is literally
shoot, you know. Okay? You know.
Just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has
Weird.
no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit
True.
you wouldn't believe. But the majority of
Bro,
people
if she's
who
my
prob-
age, she knows what DeviantArt is. She knows what like the early days of 4chan. She knows about all that. She knows about hell, what was it called? LimeWire and FrostWire. She knows about that. Bro, listen. Let me tell you the amount of what is it? Final Fantasy VII Advent Children AMVs set to Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. That shit went hard back in 2006, okay? Let me tell you, that shit went crazy. Especially because the fact that it wasn't in English. Like, it was only, you could get it in Japanese first on LimeWire. And so people would take the Japanese shit. You know, not many people knew who Cloud, well, everyone knew who Cloud and Sephiroth and them were back in the day if they were growing up with Final Fantasy. But, like, no one had seen the movie. So they see these clips and they're like, oh, it's like Tifa versus lose that fight, the Sephiroth and Cloud fight, of course, everything to do with the fight with Kadaj. You know, these characters you may not know, set to fucking Papa Roach, set to Theory of a Dead Man. Like, that shit went so fucking hard back in the day. That's how you found all that. That's how I watched, like, almost all of Naruto. The original series, of course.
Probably most, if not all, the people responding to this do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average
male fantasy in this case? Having a woman that provides you, loves for you, that sees you. Invisibility with men is a terrible thing. Like, I would argue that most men these days feel invisible. They feel like, even ones that have like a huge support group. Like, I got tons of friends that love me. I've got family that loves me. Stuff like that. I even have a good work relationship. But really, at the end of the day, I do feel invisible in these online spaces. Hell, that's one of the reasons why I took to YouTube like this. Just so I could get my word out. Just so I could talk and bullshit and say the shit that I do. And hopefully, if you're still around watching this video, thank you. I appreciate you. But it's all about breaking that feeling of invisibility. Like, I actually feel like I'm heard by my friends. I feel like I'm heard by my family. And when it comes down to the male fantasy in this situation, having someone that you can provide for as a man, someone that you can take care of, someone that you can see yourself with, there's obviously some kind of chemistry, of course. I mean, the characters are written that way. It's a romance. So having that chemistry with someone, I feel like, is really important too. And all those things, I think, are part of that male fantasy. Anyways.
The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply
right,
to love
right, yeah,
and
absolutely.
to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat.
Globally known terrorist. Well, you've got 2. Maybe 3? Well, no, there's plenty of, like, globally known terrorists, right? What is it called? What was he called? The Unibomber, you know, if you want a more recent example, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say his name. Actually, no. I will not do that. What I will say, however, is, you know, Saddam Osama, you know, those guys, Luigi, that is terrorism. This, no matter if you disagree or agree, that is terrorism. That's not good. You shouldn't be just shooting people, okay? Anyways.
The average male fantasy is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives.
Bro, she doesn't even look like a kid. She doesn't look like a kid. And boy, do I have a video about that in coming out in the next couple of days. I can't wait to tell you a little bit of my story. This shit's crazy. So stick around, sub, by the way, if you want to listen to me talk about depraved fucking pedophiles and knowing depraved. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Disabled child? More proof
All
that men
men
are pedos.
I guess.
That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he
hag maxing. Woo!
Hag maxing. And yes,
yeah,
she
hag
physically
maxing.
Disabled. But aren't all
True.
men mentally disabled
True.
in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. they will freely admit this.
My love for Beyblade, I think, comes from me being mentally disabled. For a small fee of $4.99 on onlyfans.com/Great Sage Equal, you can fuel my Beyblade addiction. Anyways.
Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her.
That's insane.
Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually
For the record,
exists.
I want it to be known, okay? I want it to be known. Listen. Small titties are good titties, okay? We accept small titties in this household, and even in a lot of cases, it is preferred to me. It's something elegant in general about a slim frame. It gets me going. Now, do I like the mommy milkers? Yes. Do I like the big titty goth girls? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's all about the size of their heart. Right?
In real life, like, adult human women
True.
can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe on Head channel. All titties is good titties. End of story. Women fantasy, a boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy, 12-year-old anime
Does she
girl
speak
who
like
looks
a
and
kid?
speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No, you're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side.
She's like, bitch is 5'6", okay? That, bro, she's not a kid. Look, she has hips, bro. She has hips animated. If you see up there, whatever. I'm getting mad.
Like
I'm
a
getting mad.
full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old,
Gross.
and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan.
They do be doing
but
that.
But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know,
dude, they're all like super high. Again, this is gonna go into the video that I have planned next. They're all just like super hot. They're all just stacked. Like, I don't know. I feel like Instagram especially has done something to these women. And they kind of do it to themselves, I feel, because most men that I know, and now I'm speaking an anecdote, right? So I can't really say too much. But I do feel like when it comes down to it, all of my friends are so into the normie girls, or maybe they're a little bit alternative or whatever. When I go on Instagram and I see these like reels from TikTok or Insta or Facebook or any of those social media sites, the comments are almost always full of women just kind of tearing each other down. I think that's kind of fucked up. Where's the solidarity? That's all I'm asking.
Like the Insta baddies, the e-thoughts, the e-girls, the muscle moms,
Was that lean
the
beef
boss
patty?
babes, the boy babes.
Yeah, lean beef patty's
but I feel
where
like
it's
every
at.
woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens
No doubt.
all day. As if that wouldn't make you go insane. As if that wouldn't make you
me
crash
go crazy.
out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs.
Uh, they are definitely over medicated. In a lot of instances, things like ADHD happen to be the most overdiagnosed and underdiagnosed neurodivergence you can be diagnosed with. But I just wanted to say that when I was a kid growing up, I was 13, 14 years old, I'd go to a Books a Million, which is like a Barnes and Nobles or whatever bookstore that would have your little coffee joint. Happened to be Joe Muggs, which is kind of like Starbucks in a way, but not really. And I would go there and just, I guess the kids call it Riz. I would talk to some of the girls up there. Just, I mean, and it worked out. I got a couple little, little kid dates. Even one of them went to my middle school, so we went to the whole middle school dance and stuff together. Crazy time, crazy time. That's where I learned how to do the Cupid Shuffle and the Crank Dat, believe it or not.
But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed
True.
than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods creepy. So he can take care of us. I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids.
Bro, just imagine having a girlfriend tracking her period, and then what is the flex tape guy? You just smack the pad on there like the flex tape guy. You're just like, bam, sealed that shit. Boom. I don't know. It sounds funnier in my head, to be honest.
And they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready, or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience.
Hey!
Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face.
Hey, I'm a good man.
Shoe on head audience.
Bro,
you're all
only a little bit.
Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him.
Yeah.
Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent. You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind.
No more free speech.
No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her. True. And a man's fantasy is raping a woman. I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how, but in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, no. We just want a happy relationship.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Apparently it is.
Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
I know two things about this movie that they're talking about. One, it's written by a very well-known a female mangaka. That's the word, mangaka. Written by a female mangaka, and the animation is gorgeous.
Here's the thing, that misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman.
Not pre-watched, by the way.
Story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws.
That's too cute.
Literally.
That's too fucking cute. That made me feel something. That made me feel something.
Sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy?
It is.
Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance?
We are. I mean, because really, no matter which way you break it down, bam, you're the knight that gets the girl. Male fantasy, like, number one. Number two, you're a king with multiple brides, Polyamory's big in 2025, stuff like that. Um, they don't really have kids like they would, you know. I mean, but I'm sure there's a few couples where like there's like one dad and he's got multiple like sister wives that bear his offspring. I don't know. You probably have to be really hot. You probably also had to be a werewolf and a billionaire for that.
Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender swapped version of this story called Perfect World. It is a manga. Manga?
Manga.
I don't know. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy.
Crazy.
Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Marriage should be
that's awful.
through sickness and
It really
through health.
should be.
But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get—
Yo, if you're a pure mind or pure soul, I want you to put down in the comments below. I want you to say, I'm pure. Just leave it like that. Just say, I'm pure. I'm pure. Maybe even a smiley face. Do it, please. I need to know. Are you pure? Pure mind, pure body, pure soul. My body's a temple or whatever the fuck.
That men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't
Was
full
that a
of people
VTuber?
calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert, least obvious
Oh,
pick-me.
it's
Me,
yeah.
me, pick
It was
me,
a pick me.
please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racists?
Wow.
You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization.
Kind of hot how she said that.
You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things.
Yeah. Woo!
Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole ass man
really?
saying men are why we can't have nice things.
Really?
I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir.
Yeah, that's for that guy.
I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda.
Dude, it's those same dudes that will say, "Oh man, I hate men." Male feminist, by the way. And then they're in like some girl's DMs fucking begging for attention. Like begging for like, "Oh, I did Shu dirty on that pause. I'm sorry, Shu." Damn, dude. Bro, I'm not gonna tell you what she looks like.
Aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some like women are why we can't have nice things.
Right.
I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism like anyone else.
No doubt.
But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah.
For the record, one, half white, half white. For the record, just letting you know, half white. Second of all, I was indeed invited to the cookout. The cookout was great. There was like 2 not black people there, and it has the best food and the best music you could ever fucking have. Shout out to all my friends and his family. They're great.
Women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it, this anime is certainly Marxist propaganda.
Where is this coming from?
The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams?
Oh.
Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Oh,
Marxism
no.
is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism.
That's
Political
so wild.
brain rot.
Yeah, you're
If
literally
at the
rotted
point where
out,
you
dude.
See this.
Dude, okay, so straight up, 100% transparency. You will not get that political shit out of me. Yeah, I'll talk about men's issues. I'll talk about like the cultural this, that, whatever. I might even talk about a little drama. I'm definitely going to talk about anime, video games, all that shit. But I tell you, at the end of the day, dude, I'm not licking any rich person's boot. All these politicians I don't fucking trust. And, you know, I might look like a dirty liberal, but I'm way more moderate than you might think. Dude, this shit is absolute cringe. Why the hell would you inject that into your what you consume? Why would you inject that political brain rot into I don't know, into the social space? I don't get it, dude. Saying something is Marxist propaganda. One, it's a Japanese company making this fucking movie. They were not Marxist. In fact, they're probably pretty anti-Marxist from what I know of their politics, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Honestly, it's fucking boring.
And you're thinking of communism? You need to log off.
Yes.
You're unwell.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the
Yeesh.
retarded. She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also,
Yeah.
what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these, like, I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these, I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it
True.
too many times. I guarantee you when this
True.
man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's
I don't
clapping
even know what
Latina
that
booty
is.
cheeks. My fan
Also, no, he doesn't have a girlfriend. That is like pussy-free behavior.
fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah,
Yes.
this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for
Chad.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
Yeah.
This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman?
Absolutely.
What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker. And it's far worse.
It really is.
The average
It's
male
bad.
fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that
True.
top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open.
Yep.
There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This
Right.
is the princess and the dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. in a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times
I like this because, her take isn't like exactly the way that I see it. I don't think that men really need an outlet, right? I don't think that they need some way to show their love. I think that most men have that love like innately, and they see it as an opportunity to show that love. And I think it's very different because having that outlet to show love is really important. But whenever I've been in love with a woman or whatever, it's always been like some kind of slow, like burning sensation, like very, very calm, like it's gonna sound cheesy as fuck, but it's like a calm storm, I feel that passion in my heart. uh yeah, that's the best way. I'm not editing that out. It is what it is. It is what it is, fellas.
I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article
True.
about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't
Also, when you hold someone, you just feel strong, man. I don't know. You just feel strong.
have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results.
True.
They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy.
It gives him purpose. Men need purpose. Without a doubt. Any day of the week, Monday through Sunday, 24/7, men need purpose. That's just how it is. Men need to feel like they're here for a reason. A bored man is a dead man. That's the way that I see it. Man's got to be doing something.
Return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true.
Most men are philanthropists. Is that the word? Philanthropists? Yeah. Most men are philanthropists. Like, check it. It's real.
When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women...
Well, I should say that most philanthropists are men. My bad. Every man's a philanthropist. No. Most philanthropists happen to be men.
Men are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences.
Lord.
Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible...
I'm going to hell, but I imagine... I imagine he's like they're in an argument, right? And she says it, and she's like, I'm done. And you just see her like... I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell for that.
Purpose. And the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die
Cute.
for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And
True.
that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make
She's
working
right.
that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once.
Yeah!
Hell yeah, brother.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah!
So that was that little
That's what
video.
I'm talking
Men in the
about.
Comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between
That's
you and
crazy.
God, not you and Shoe on Head. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs?
Let's
Let me know in the
go!
comments, and I will see you soon with a new video.
Bro, okay. No, seriously, she's got a point. I think that there's an end goal. You know, everyone when they're mapping out their character, you know, D&D style or RPG style, you know for a fact that these what is the word? You organize all the things you might want into these little boxes, kind of like a bucket list. And you're like, okay, by 30 I want to have this. I want to have a family. I want to have a house. I want to own a business. You know, these are things that men think about, and women, sure, think a lot about. So let me know what your list is in the comments. What do you want to do? I'm 31 years old. There's a lot of shit that I still have left to, dude. I listen. The longer I live, the more Final Fantasy I can play. The more Final Fantasy I can play, the happier I'll be. No, but really at the end of the day, you know, I'd like to have a family, you know, at least a wife that I care about, right? You know, maybe a kid if we're cool with that. And just go about my life doing my thing. Maybe play some music like I do. That's something that I do. Game. Play Beyblade, you know, blade it up. Anyways, let me know what your reason is down in the comments below. And until next time, peace. Catch you on the flip side, and you have an amazing day. Yeah, you, especially you. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, you have a good day, okay? Go to sleep. Go to sleep.